Start of the back nine, 10th hole. Starts again with a par 5. And again, it's all about positioning the tee shot. You have to place the tee shot just to the left of the fairway, as you can see down there, because then you have to thread your way through two very large trees.
Entrance to the 10th.
So after your tee shot, if you go too far left, you'll be blocked out. Too far right, you'll be blocked out. You need to be just left of centre, through the trees, and up towards the green. So drive, 5 wood, and 8 iron for me. Hole number 11 on paper looks a reasonably straightforward and short par 4. However, it's a very, very sharp dog leg to the left. And again, it's all about positioning the drive. You need to go about 220, 230 yards to get to the corner to be able to see the green. There's 2 trees, you can just see on the left there, well positioned on the corner. If you don't go far enough, you will definitely be blocked out. And there they are. You'll be blocked out with your second shot in. Falls away on the elbow down towards the trees on the right hand side. But like I said, 220, 230 should see you long enough to be able to play your second shot in, guarded by 2 deepish bunkers. And again, it plays a little bit longer than what it looks. I played a 7 iron in and came up a little bit short. So I reckon it was about 150, but was playing a little bit longer than that. This is the scene from behind the green, looking back down to the elbow of the hole. It's roughly where you play from up to the green. But again, you can see slightly wayward shots, you'll be in the trees, and out of bounds is very close behind the green as well. Hole 12 is a par 3. It's what's called their signature hole. It's a huge drop from tee down to the green with a little lake in front of the green. The yellow tees are about a club in front of the white tees. I played an 8 iron down to the middle of the green, so I reckon it'd be about a 7 iron for me from the white tees, with a good hole. 13th hole is a par 4, straight back up in the opposite direction to the 12th. So you drive up a blind shot up to the top of the hill, but again I suggest you try and keep your drive to the right hand side, because once you're over the hill you will see that there are trees on the left hand side which will block, there we are, which will block your second shot into the green. So you need to favour the right hand side of the fairway, and then you've got about 7 or 8 iron shot into the green. Fourteenth hole is a really long par 3, a bit of a monster actually. No run whatsoever on the ball, just a straight shot, but as I said, very long. Slightly into the wind. I took my cut down driver here and literally it plugged 30 yards before the green. So you've got to try and pitch it all the way on this hole. Nobody I saw in front from the 2 groups got anywhere near the green. They were all over the shop. So just a very long straight hit required on this one. So after the long par 3, there is a shortish par 4, just over 300 yards long. But again, it's all about positioning the drive. Trees guarding left and right. You've got to be in the right place in order to play a straightforward shot into the green.
Tree blocking.
Slightly right of centre again would be better.
Keep it wide.
But if you can hit a reasonable drive away, you'll only have something like a 9 or a pitching wedge into this green. It's guarded by a couple of large bunkers. But a fairly straightforward hole. Then after the short 15th, we get a massive monster par 4, the longest hole on the course, which is the 16th. No way could I get up here in 2. And again, it's all about positioning the drive. You've got to actually go to left to right dog leg. So you have to fade it around that big tree on the right hand side there. And up to the elbow, you're still left with about 220, 230 to the green.
16th hole.
This is the elbow I was on about.
Well guarded by bunkers.
And then there are 4 quite big bunkers sort of guarding the green between 100 yards to about 40 yards in front of the green. So just one behind each other. So best to try and stay left with your second shot to go over the bunkers. And you should be close to the green with a good second shot. I ended up in the far right hand bunker, played a wedge out, managed to hit the green, but then 2-putted for a 5. '17th, another good par 4. Blind tee shot. There is a red and white marker pole in the middle of the fairway. You need to be slightly left of the marker post. It's a perfect line. Fairly generous driving area on this one. But then the second shot, again you're going across a small ditch, which is right in front of the green. And you can see why I say keep it slightly left, because that tree definitely comes into play on the right hand side. I hit rescue club in here for my second. It's about 160 yards I had left. Made the middle of the green. 18th hole, final hole, shortish par 4, dogleg to the left, just under 300 yards long. Needs a fairly straight drive, but you don't need to be too long on this one, although be very, very careful with drawing the ball, because the out of bounds cuts in a lot on the left hand side, and the ground does run right to left as well, so you might just trickle out of bounds if you're not careful. You can see why the out of bounds is there, because it runs alongside the clubhouse. For a straightish shot up to the right hand side of the fairway, aim at that large tree there. I had a cut down driver there. I was only left with about 60 yards into the green.